People have different concepts of who God is and how He deals with humanity. Very often, life's experiences create concepts of God that are not true. If people have had difficult experiences, they develop the concept that God is a harsh and a difficult God. People who go through painful experiences can develop the concept that God keeps His distance from us and doesn't really care. But the Bible shows us that God is near to us and that He shows us His kindness all the time. And that's what we'll talk about today, the kindness of the Lord. In Romans chapter 2 verse 4, we are told that it is the kindness of the Lord that leads us to repentance. When we look at our lives, we instantly become aware of our weaknesses, our imperfections, and our sinfulness. That revelation of our internal condition might make us stop and wonder, hey, why does God put up with me at all? Why does He not lose His patience and just give me the punishment I so rightly deserve? Even when I fall into sin, why does He not take the chance and just bring judgment upon me? The answer is clear. It is the kindness of the Lord. And the kindness of the Lord is meant to lead us to repentance. In Luke chapter 19, we see the story of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector. In those days, tax collectors were cheaters, extortionists, and dealt unjustly with the people. So Zacchaeus was a lonely man. He was hated and rejected by society because of the things that he did. When he heard that Jesus was going to pass that way, being short in stature, he climbed up a sycamore tree so that he could see Jesus passing by. When Jesus came to the sycamore tree, he looked up and said, "Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for I must stay at your house today." Many people would have invited Jesus over to their house that day, and Jesus obviously had not said yes to any of them. But when he saw Zacchaeus, he said, "I must stay at your house today." He did not try to publicly correct Zacchaeus, but accepted him in the presence of all the other people. With kind words, Jesus reached him, and his life made a complete turnaround. It is the kindness of the Lord that leads us to repentance. Take a look at the Apostle Peter, who was a man who was very close to Jesus. When Jesus was about to be crucified, there were people around who asked Peter 3 times if he knew Jesus. 3 times Peter denied that he knew Jesus because he was afraid. But later on, 3 times Jesus restored Peter by saying to him, "Feed my lambs, feed my lambs, feed my sheep." Jesus could have sacked Peter from his apostleship and chosen another, but he chose rather to restore him back to his place. God is all about our restoration. He is about building us up so that we can live up to the fullness of our potential. The repentance of Zacchaeus was radical and revolutionary. As a tax collector, he had been cheating people continually, but the kindness of Jesus brought a kind of repentance in him that is seldom seen. A radical repentance that moved him to restore back to the people 4 times the amount he had cheated them of. Jesus never preached a sermon to him. He just gave him public acceptance. Zacchaeus was a man who was suffering from public rejection. The moment he received public acceptance, his world was changed. That shows us that Jesus is willing to accept us where we are at and take us to where He wants us to go. He is not looking for our perfection. He is looking for our willingness to let Him step into our lives. He could easily punish us by giving us what we deserve, but He would rather show kindness. The kindness of the Lord is powerful and true. The kindness of the Lord is hope for every lost soul. The kindness of the Lord is the rock on which we can build our lives. The kindness of the Lord is a lifeline to those who are struggling. The kindness of the Lord is comfort for those who are grieving. The kindness of the Lord is provision for our desperate need. The kindness of the Lord is mercy. For although He is a God of justice, He would rather show mercy. Let us therefore be grateful to God, for His kindness leads us to repentance.